let me bring in Rich Eisen, who joins us now. All right, here's the poll question, Rich.
Okay.
Would you rather throw 100 miles an hour
Stop there. I don't care whatever else there is.
or dunk a basketball?
I'd rather throw 100 miles an hour.
Absolutely. Would you rather be Aroldis Chapman or Harold Miner?
You mean of slam dunk fame?
Yes, Harold, Baby Jordan or Aroldis
I'd
Chapman
rather
who throws
be Aroldis
105.
Chapman.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not the same.
Okay, would you rather be, well, who else do I put in there?
Especially since
Harold
Chapman's
Miner
left-handed.
is not the 105-mile-an-hour equivalent of dunking.
Okay.
Vince Carter is.
Okay. Would you rather be
I mean,
Nolan?
Chapman's a left-hander, too.
All right, Nolan Ryan
Yeah.
or Dominique Wilkins?
Nolan Ryan.
All right, there you go.
I mean, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just biased with baseball or whatever, but
Thank you,
my
Rich.
gosh.
That's it. That's
okay,
all I
Dan,
want.
listen, it's been great. This is fun.
Rich is the host of NFL Game Day Morning, the Rich Eisen Show on DirecTV, the Audience Network, Channel 239. He's got Thursday night game. It's the Broncos against the Chargers. What kind of drama do you expect tonight in this game?
Big time. Big time. This is good stuff, Dan. I am fired up. You know, last year, week 15, the Broncos were stampeding to the playoffs, and Phillip Rivers came in here, Keenan Allen, 2 scores, Ryan Matthews jammed it in 2. You know, they didn't settle for field goals. They got Peyton Manning off the spot, and they weren't in much danger of losing that game. And the Chargers went on to the playoffs, and we have seen that was no fluke, that this is a true playoff contender that's coming out of the West. That said, you know, you throw records out in division games, and this is one of the tough divisions. The Chiefs beat them at home last week, and so they could lose 2 division games within 4 days and go from the top of the conference to second place in their division, and potentially, you know, fall to third place in their division soon. And everybody else that's leading a division has the same record at 5-2. The Chargers have to win this one. Let's put it this way: it would definitely go a long way in them winning the division and being in the race for the top of the conference. Especially since after this mini bye, their next game is at Miami, and then after that they have a regular bye. So after tonight, the Chargers play once in 23 days. So it's a unique set of circumstances where, sure, you can get healthy guys, but you're not going to really get a rhythm going into the last part of the season. So it would be good for them to win tonight.
Did you get the feeling that Broncos Peyton Manning due for a letdown?
Well, I don't think so. I think he's just on fire. You know, part of the conversations we're going to have on our pregame show tonight is something that Peter King helped spark in his MMQB. Is this version of Peyton Manning better than the one we saw in Indianapolis, where he made his bones? He helped build a stadium and resurrect a franchise and put himself in the conversation of the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacking. Is he better? The guy, ever since having multiple neck surgeries, 111 touchdowns.
Yeah, but do you think he's
games.
better in Denver than he was in Indy?
I do. I sure do. He does have a better supporting cast now, but I do think he is. He plays the game from the neck up in a game where cornerbacks are only getting younger and greener. The rules are getting more and more slanted in the direction of the offense. So you have a lot of those aspects that are playing into this, but he's unlike any other where he comes to the line of scrimmage and reads the defenses and makes a play.
Yeah, I see him better because of his supporting cast there. I thought they did a great job in keeping the receivers they wanted to keep. As far as Indy, he did have Marvin, he did have Reggie, but you know he made some of those other guys pseudo household names. So
yeah, like the Blair Whites of the world.
Yes, exactly. So I think he doesn't throw a good ball anymore. You know, but having the 2 Thomases in their.
I mean, it's not the pretty spiral, but I mean, he dropped some in there on Sunday Night Football that were pretty darn beautiful.
Oh, look, where he is. Okay, let's do the ranking here.
Sure.
You said, is he on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks?
I think he is.
Okay.
I'm not stuck up in this whole legacy if he doesn't win in February or late January.
Okay.
Guy's got a ring, too. And there are some guys that you could put Marino up there. You definitely, can put Favre up there, and he has only one ring too. Is Terrell Davis, my first guest on today's show after yours, will always proudly says that he denied Brett a second Super Bowl. So,
okay, who's up there? You got Peyton, Brady, Montana, and who's the fourth?
Got to put Montana there, right? I mean, can you put Favre up there?
It's your Rushmore.
It's my Rushmore. So Brady, Peyton, right?
And then we're talking modern day, from 1970 on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will put Brett Favre up there. Or Elway. I'd put Elway there.
Elway's the best quarterback of all time.
I'll put Elway there.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because I'm going to see him later today.
So if you were in another
San
city.
Diego, it's Fouts. Oh, sure. But Fouts is in the building today, too. He's calling the game on the radio.
Can we take a break and bring you back?
Yes, sir.
All right, Rich Eisen from Denver. I want to ask him about the drama with the Bears and the Seahawks. So we'll talk to Rich Eisen from the NFL Network. We'll continue. Rich Eisen is back for a second segment. NFL Network host. They've got the Chargers-Broncos coming up tonight. What do you make of the Seattle Seahawks issues here, Rich?
I know, right? I make them as a team that's struggling a bit in following up a Super Bowl, just like many other teams. 3-3, just like the Ravens were following up their Super Bowl. It's not easy. It really is not simple. You get everybody's best shot. They are different on the defensive line. That's for sure. I mean, Red Bryant is a bona fide animal. He left. Chris Clemens left. So it's a different scenario there. And clearly they struggled with figuring out how to work Percy Harvin into their offense, and there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that very few people know about, obviously.
Well, it's getting out there now.
Yeah, I know, but not completely in full. They kept a lot of this stuff in-house. And still, they're just 3-3. They have every other division game still left on their schedule to do some damage with. So I'm not terribly concerned about them. There are other teams I'm definitely more concerned about from last year's playoffs.
How about the Bears with Brian Urlacher taking a little bit of shot?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about how Cutler's elite financially, right?
Yeah.
Some interesting choice of words there.
He's paid like an elite quarterback.
Yeah, financially he's an elite quarterback. Yeah. They're paying him a big contract. From what I understand was the phrase. When somebody drops a "from what I understand," you know they mean business when they're talking.
Yeah.
So,
or when they say not to take anything away from Jay.
Or the 21st century phrase of "I'm not saying," I'm just saying. That's the 21st century caveat. So, if I'm Mark Trestman, I just saddle up 22 and let him take care of the Patriots as best he can this weekend. That's what you do. I mean, the Jets ran for 200 yards on the Patriots defense. They're without Chandler Jones now. So I would just take Matt Forte, saddle him up, and get it going. If he has 3 receptions in this game, he would break Marshall Faulk's record for most receptions by a running back in the first 8 games of a season. So he's having a very special year, and everything else seems to be struggling right now. Mm-hmm. And the Cowboys have shown that what the formula is here. The formula is if you've got a quarterback who's known as the quote-unquote gunslinger, who takes chances, who sometimes freelances from the script a little bit too much, get a running back to take the pressure off. And that's the end of it.
I know. I keep saying this for the last couple of years, that if the Cowboys would ever buy into the running game, their defense would be better, and Romo would not have to feel like he had to be a miracle worker winning games.
And it's working.
Yes.
It is certainly working.
Unbelievable.
And I think it's highly sustainable too, Dan. I mean, everybody's waiting for the other shoe to drop on Dallas. I don't see it. I really don't see it. But obviously, I didn't see stuff like the Seattle Seahawks being 3-3 coming either. Or them 6-1 for that matter. It is.
Well, what's more surprising, Cowboys 6-1 or Seattle 3-3?
I think Cowboys 6-1.
Yeah,
because you go through. Super Bowl teams frequently struggle. I think if you throw in Percy Harvin getting traded, then you go with the 3-3 Seattle being a surprise. But if you just go with mere record, if you're just telling me before the season that one team's going to be 6-1, one team's going to be 3-3, obviously you'd think it would be the other way around. But Dallas being 6-1 DeMarco Murray with 100 yards rushing every single game. Des Bryant is truly, tonight we're going to see part of the 88 club and Demaryius Thomas, who I think is the second best receiver in the game. Number one is Des. And Michael Irvin's been saying it for a while. He's finally proven it. He is the best. Troy Aikman said it during the broadcast against the Giants. The way he catches in traffic, he's always got somebody hanging on him, around him. He's physical. He's big. He makes big plays. When the touchdown got called down at the one after it was called a touchdown, where he essentially slam dunked it over the goal line, taking off from like the 8. He is just awesome. And you throw in DeMarco Murray doing what he's doing, and Gavin Escobar is suddenly coming on strong. That offense is really good and should be in the conversation of best in the league.
He's fired up, ready to go tonight.
It's going to be a great game.
You got Terrell Davis on today. Who else is on your show?
Peter King phoning in. Jim Morris Sr., Peyton's first coach, calling in. We'll reminisce with him.
Nice.
So much more. A lot of stuff coming from Denver. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I should do a better job promoting, but we're going to be in the stadium. It'll be fun, and TD's kicking it off. So we'll have. It's very, very interesting times with him. He's got his football life on tomorrow night. He did say last week, "When am I getting my football life?" And so I said on the air, it's going to be after the Olandis Gary football life.
Wow, that's a shot.
Because this is a system. I told football life's like a system. You just plug in the names, and it's the same documentary.
All right, that'll be coming up. The pregame, the pre-kick.
Well, no, this is the. Well,
I know, but I was promoting the game tonight.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
back to the game. Yeah,
that's the pre-kick. He'll be part of the. It's pregame. I don't even know anymore with all these CBS stuff going on.
6 Eastern.
Yes, 6 Eastern or 4 Mountain.
All right. Thank you, Rich.
All right.
It's Rich Eisen, host of NFL Game Day Morning, The Rich Eisen Show on DirecTV.